According to Adam Schefter, Pete Carroll
right.
has expressed interest in the Chicago Bears head coaching job and would like to return to the sideline next season. 3 teams, the Bears, the Jets, the Saints, are in the market for a head coach who can help reset their culture. Few coaches have had it more effective than Carroll at doing that. Carroll is one of the 4 head coaches that have led teams to both national championships and Super Bowls. Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Jim Harbaugh. I like Pete, but not in Chicago. They need an offensive. They can get a defensive, but he has to go scour and get a college, maybe even a college OC that's creative, that knows how to work with the skill set of what Caleb Williams possessed. He can't go get one of those conventional guys that he had in Seattle. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. No. You know what I think? Now, we talk about the Chicago job, and I like what you said about Pete Carroll, who is a player's coach. I think the players will gravitate towards him, but you do need an offensive coordinator that has the creativity that can help Caleb Williams use his skill set to his best ability, and what he's able to do.
Yeah.
Another job. Now, we talked about Mike McCarthy, right? We just talked about it the other night. Ben Johnson.
Oh, I like that.
What do you think about this? Ben Johnson, Dallas Cowboys head coach. I haven't heard I heard his name mentioned before, but it was never with the Cowboys. I think Ben Johnson would be the perfect fit for the Cowboys, and working with Dak and bringing some of that creativity that he does over there in Detroit. Now, he doesn't have the same personnel to be able to do some of the things he did, but based on what you have and what he knows he has, the strengths and the weaknesses of the players on that team, I think he can do some damage as that head coach. Hell, matter of fact, head coach and offensive coordinator. Keep calling the plays there in Dallas too, if the opportunity presents itself. When we win Saturday, we play Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. When we play and win Saturday, then we will take care of our business.
Y'all focus on the Broncos?
With the Steelers. Right now, we focus on the Broncos.
Country.
We focus on the Broncos.
Bronco country.
Because after that game, Bronco who?
I'm sorry, y'all ain't got no. Y'all talking about welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, y'all ain't got no. You're not gonna be.
Y'all got.
Yeah. Hey, it's a jungle. It's a jungle now.
No, y'all, we coming y'all.
Where we playing y'all at? We going to Mile High? So what you think for the
Bronco country?
What you think for that? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to that game. Hey, Patrick Surtain Jr.
Do you realize
what you gonna do? What you gonna do with Uno and 5 out there?
When they target PS2, their QB, their rating is like 36.1. You come out better just throwing the ball in the dirt. You'll have a higher quarterback rating if you just threw the ball in the dirt.
Okay.
You already owe me $3
so
million.
you want to bet something on the matchup?
$3 million. You don't want none.
Oh, you how much? Well, let's double.
How you
nothing,
go to the bank?
Double
borrow money from the bank.
Double nothing.
Don't pay them back and say you know what? Hey, give me double
money.
what
Don't
you
make
owe
no money.
I want you to give me double what I borrowed from you, and I'm gonna pay you back.
Hey,
no, you ain't good for it. If you were good for it, I already have it.
For it though.
My money drawing interest in your pocket.
Double or nothing. Well, we'll double it up then. Because one thing about it, I'm gonna get it to you regardless. Because I'm good for it. But we ain't gonna fight. Because I'm not going to jail for doing on my
elbow. What I tell people right here, Ocho. If I can't get you up off me, you're welcome to stay. I promise you that. That's all I got for you. If you get on me and I can't get you off, feel free to stay there. But I promise you, I bet I'll make you turn me loose. Jerry gushes on Mike McCarthy after the Cowboys win. This will be a very interesting question. Hopefully, Ocho can get connected real soon. Is Mike McCarthy's job safe? I've never seen a team seem to be so happy with winning. What are they, 7-8? They 7-8 now? I've never seen a team so happy to win 7 games. This is the Dallas Cowboys, a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, had playoff aspirations, a deep playoff run, considering the last 3 years they've won 12 games. They've been 12-5 the last 3 years. Now, all of a sudden, they're celebrating. to be 7-8, and all of a sudden, I guess Mike McCarthy is back in Jerry's good graces. He talking about he was surprised. He was glad the way he got them guys to play. I thought that's what the head coach job was supposed to be. I thought that's what he was supposed to do. I thought he was supposed to get the guys to play hard every single game. I thought, guys, you're collecting a check. I thought you're supposed to play hard and show up every game. But I guess not in Dallas. I mean, if you're out of the playoff, you're supposed to not play hard, and the coach job is to get you to play hard and to earn your check. That's just me. I guess we just looking. I guess we just looking at it. We look at it through different lenses. It's going to be very interesting. Do I think Jerry's going to bring Mike McCarthy back? I do, because he loves the power. He doesn't want to give up any control. And I think we all can say this, that Mike McCarthy is head coach in title only. Jerry still does everything. Jerry does all the speaking. Jerry lets you know who's playing, who's signing. He doesn't have McCarthy doesn't have any say over the final 53. He doesn't have anything in free agency. He doesn't have. So Jerry likes that. Nobody that's going to challenge him for his opinion on things. I mean, Jerry gets to go unchecked, and I get it. He's the owner, but I don't think he does his coaches any service by emasculating them, by letting the players know that he's in charge and not the coach. And I'm just a firm believer that the teams that I've been a part that's been successful, and I've had a little success in the NFL, is that you have one voice, you have one sound. And right now, the one sound, and it doesn't come from the owner. It comes from the guy that stands before those guys on a daily basis in that locker room, in that meeting room, and try to get those guys on one accord. And it's just hard for me to believe that will end up happening with Mike McCarthy. But it's not the coach, it's Jerry. Jerry has his way of doing things. Jerry's not going to change, no matter how much us in the media we talk about it, no matter how much the fans talk about it. Jerry likes it this way. He likes the control that he has. I think Jerry is more interested in money than he is winning championships, because it doesn't matter. They're the most valuable franchise in pro sports. So it doesn't matter if they win. It doesn't matter if they lose, because they're going to make a boatload of money. They're $10 billion. So they're going to make a boatload of money regardless. So with that being said, I don't think Jerry changes anything. And moving forward. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it sure sounded like Jerry wanted to keep Mike McCarthy, but things can change. I don't know. Maybe if they crash out these last two games, maybe Jerry changes his mind. Maybe, hey, they win these last two games, Jerry might give them a 3 or 4 year contract extension. It's going to be very, very interesting what happens with Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys when these final two games wraps up. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm interested to see. I think all of you guys will be interested to see. I think you kind of guys know where this thing is headed. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this Cowboys and Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones plays out. They've had a very, very disappointing season. I think everybody can attest that. I'm nobody's surprised by that. This is not what we expected from the Cowboys. We thought this year they were going to no, I didn't think that, but a lot of people thought they were going to make a deep playoff run, because every year you hear this is the most talented team. I don't think they're that talented. I think CD is a phenomenal wide receiver. They need a running back. Dydell has played better over the last 6 weeks of the season. Offensive line needs some improvements. Diggs is good, but he's nicked again. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes back. They have some players, but I think they need to improve on the defensive line, get better in that interior, but we'll see. Is Ocho good? Ocho, yes, can you hear me? Yeah, we were talking about Jerry gushing over Mike McCarthy after the win. Do you think Mike McCarthy's job is
that's all a game. That's all a game. You understand owners' behavior patterns when it comes to players, when it comes to coaches, because you win a game or something happens good in a short time span, but they don't forget how they played the entirety of the season. Mike McCarthy's job is not safe. Jerry Jones knows that. Gushing like that and saying nice things to have him thinking, or to have the public thinking, to draw attention not only to himself, knowing that Mike McCarthy's not going to be the head coach next year, is full of shit. It's full of shit, and he's done it before. He's done it with players, and he's done it with coaches. This is the one, two, three, fourth time he's done something like this. I'm not going to bring up the names where he's gushed about them and said good things about them, including players in season when they're playing well, and things have happened behind closed doors, and they've been fired and they lost their job.
So you think Mike McCarthy is gone?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's looking,
I think he's coming
not
back.
only is he looking for another coach, he's not looking for a big name. He's looking for someone else who can be, I hate saying this, and excuse me, I mean no disrespect to Mike McCarthy, someone that can be a puppet, someone where he can still be the center of attention, but he's going to want to go in a different direction to see who we can have that can be the leader of men, that can get them to winning like they did before, the previous 3 years before this year, where they went 12-5, if I'm not mistaken, over and over, even though they lost in the first round of the playoffs. He's looking for someone else new. He just is. And saying the things that he said, he's always saying good things. He's always saying good things, like when they're winning, or they win a game, or they beat a certain team, and all of a sudden that team, that specific Cowboys team, all of a sudden looks like the Cowboys of the 90s when they won championships. Like he just says anything. You take
He
it with a
does.
grain of salt.
Ocho, less than a week after The Athletic published a story detailing the dysfunction within the New York Jets organization, Aaron Rodgers used his latest appearance on the Pat McAfee show to address leaks to journalists. There are some interesting things that go on in every organization. Some that would like to be left uncovered, but it seems like there are those that don't always get left uncovered. They get covered. It can't be the norm that so many leaks and so many people continue to have conversations, whether it's getting some sort of anger, revenge, or even with people who are still in the building.
Yeah.
He said no, that was untrue. But anyway, okay. Obviously, what's best for the Jets is not having those types of leaks all the time. When that gets figured out, it'll be a little easier to win. That doesn't have a direct impact on players on the field, but it does have an impact on the culture and the chemistry and overall energy of the building. That's what needs to get better. I love how you talk about the culture and the energy when that wasn't an issue with the mandatory minicamp. That wasn't it. He didn't concern himself about culture. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, how does he think a culture gets established?
Yeah.
Does he understand how a culture gets established? Tom Brady was not missing minicamp in order for the Patriot way, which was the Brady way, but it's the Patriots. It's a team, because it's the Patriots that started coming out at the Super Bowl introduction as a team. Now everybody comes out as a team, because prior to that, they brought the offense out or they brought the defense out. The Patriots came out as a team, but Tom Brady was the foundation piece. Okay. How can Tom Brady show up to mandatory minicamp or OTAs and somebody else not be there?
Right.
How does Peyton Manning? How does Ray Lewis? How do these guys show up? The great thing about a leader, and that's what I tell young people today, you can never ask more than you're willing to give. You can't ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do your damn self. So how do I tell guys, we need to show up. Guys, we need to be here. Let's spend a little extra meeting time. Guys go look at you. Hold on, bro. You remember that mandatory minicamp we had?
Yeah.
Guys will look at you sideways.
Hey, do you think he's lost
more than
the respect of his players, the respect of his teammates? You know, you think about how we view Aaron Rodgers on the outside. I'm curious to how the players in the locker room view him. Obviously, I've never played with anyone like that has some of the issues that he does have, says some of the things that he does say, misses some of the important things when it comes to the game of football. I've never been on a team with someone like that, so I'm curious how today's players, this era of type of no nonsense, do it your way, the kind of culture we have now, and the type of individuals we have in today's game, the young era, as I call it. I wonder how they view him as teammates. I'm just curious. Yeah.
Me from a distance.
Yeah.
Basing it on my experience, I look at Aaron Rodgers as an influence in the locker room, not a leader in the locker room.
Well, when you say influence, now
They're two
influence in
different
what way?
things.
Because the influence hasn't been good. Has the
He
influence
has
been good? Or has
influence
the
over
influence
people.
been bad? It hasn't been.
You tell me.
Listen, they say
You might be teammates, but you're not here to be friends. You're here for one job. And the job that he's there for ain't getting done.
Yeah. It's hard when you play that position because normally you ask the guys you're asking, look at the teams that win and look at the leaders in the locker room. Look at Brady. Look at Manning. Look at a Lewis. Look at those guys. They win consistently. They win because they do things, and when they ask someone else to do it, it's not a problem because that guy knows this is exactly what Tom Brady's doing. This is exactly what Ray Lewis is doing. This is exactly what Peyton Manning is doing. This is exactly what John Elway is doing. Now, I ask you to do something. And you're not doing said things. And I know you're not doing said things.
That's a little.
I love it. Look, I love the thing that I loved about 7, and I wanted from my leader is I wanted football to be the most important thing. Because you're telling me you wanted to be the most important thing to me. You say, Shannon, I want you to study. Shannon, I want you to be in the best physical condition you possibly can be. I want you to give it your all. But that's not what you're doing.
Right.
How can you ask a man to do something that you're not willing to do?
That's everything.
Yes, stories gonna get out. I think more stories have got, but stories got out in Green Bay. That's how we found out that the Packers did not run the hiring, Matt LaFleur's hiring by Aaron Rodgers. That's how we found out that Mark Murphy said, "Don't you be the problem."
On purpose.
They leaked that.
Things are leaked on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he knows. I mean, he should know. I mean, you've been around the NFL long enough to understand how things get out. There's always a source. There's always a leak. And things that come out, they come out on purpose. There's a reason for it.
I think is that and people like, oh, you have to understand there's a reason why the Schefters and the Shams and rest his soul, Chris Mortensen and the Dre Glazers, there's a reason why they have jobs. They fostered and cultivated relationships with individuals, be it players, be it coaches, be it owners, be it general managers. And so when stuff comes out, why are we shocked?
Right.
You heard it. You just didn't want to believe it because it was about your favorite team. It was about your favorite players. So you didn't want to believe it, but the writing was on the wall. It does. Look, I had a great Adam Schefter and I came into the league together. He was in Denver. I used to go to dinner with Adam Schefter and his parents when they came to town. I had that type of relationship.
Right.
But you ain't getting no football stuff out of Shannon now. Our relationship is our relationship. Hey, you came in, you was a rookie, I was a rookie together. Hey, we loved, but that was the extent of it. I'm not giving you no information. I've for the most part, I've always had a great relationship, be it Mark Kisler or Woody Page, all the guys that wrote for Denver. Bob Kravitz, he writes, I think he's a columnist in Indy now. He was in Denver. I've always had great relationships with him. They ask me, I'll be as honest as I possibly can, but you watching the game, but I'm not giving you no information such and such as he's dogging it and he missed practice and he didn't come to meetings. I don't do none of that stuff like that. I was on First Take and I said, MVP is not over. It is not over. And that's why I always advise people. And I used to vote for a decade. I had a vote. I voted for the MVP. I voted for the first, the All-Pro team. I voted for the awards, Ocho, Offensive Player of the Year, defense, and so forth and so on. And I waited to the very, and I took it serious. And obviously, being in studio, you get an opportunity to watch all the games. I ain't just watching highlights. I'm watching because that's why I felt very comfortable. I took it serious. I'm not just going by, excuse me, guys. I'm not just going by names because I think the All-Pro team is serious because you're talking about the best players regardless of conference. So I'm just not your name means nothing.
Nothing at all.
I'm basing it on play that year. I'm not trying to take away the All-Pro teams that you got selected on before. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if I don't feel you deserving of that honor this year, I'm not voting for you. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
But Lamar, and I said this, I said, well, y'all got to look at Lamar's stats. I mean, the man has 37 touchdowns, 4 picks. And then you throw in his rushing total. So he's 40 touchdowns with like 6 or 7 turnovers. You look at his passing numbers. That's what Aaron Rodgers was doing when he was winning MVP.
Right.
Throwing 40+ touchdowns with single-digit interceptions. Yeah. That's what he's doing. Now, I do think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're like, but hold on, he got a guy that's rushed for 1,600 yards in his backfield. So what are we going to do with that?
Right.
And so I think that, his numbers are his numbers. Now, right now, if I had a vote, I probably would vote for Lamar.
Right.
I would vote for Lamar.
Is your vote swayed because of the performance that Josh Allen had today?
Just like it was swayed when Lamar and them lost, and he didn't. Just like it was swayed when he played against Pittsburgh. Remember, he didn't play well.
Right.
This week he came back and he played better. And you look at the last couple of weeks, Josh Allen had like 10 touchdowns in 2 games. How can it not? But we got to be fair. We got to evaluate it on what we see. They got 2 games left. I do believe Lamar Jackson can win. And it'd be interesting to see. I bet those odds for Josh Allen winning the MVP ain't what they started today. I bet you that. Yeah. What are the odds now, Ashley? Well, he started at -900 today, right? I think he started at -900.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that when it comes to the MVP award, it's an individual accomplishment. But when it comes to what's necessary to win it, as far as the team success as well, they take that into account as well. But if we were talking about MVP from a statistical standpoint in stats, I look at Joe Burrow and always ask myself, well, why is he not in the conversation? And then everyone says, well, the team itself is losing, so therefore he's not in the, he's not.
There's a chance. I mean, he doesn't make the playoffs. You're never gonna get the MVP on the guy that didn't make the playoffs.
Right. Understandable.
But no, and that's the thing. I think Joe has had a phenomenal season. Now, had they had a record similar to Lamar's, or they had a record similar to Josh Allen, we got a whole different discussion.
Yes.
But the guy's MVP and the guy's he's 7-8. Can we really?
Tough. Yeah. I know it's tough, but again, that's why I just said how the goalposts move when it comes to the discussion on a trophy that's based on individual accomplishment and accolades on what you've done individually.
Right.
So using the team's success as a reason why you can't be in the conversation, it throws me off just a tad bit.
Because at the end of the day, what do those stats mean if you're not winning? Because at the end, and this is what I used to argue with my co-host, my partner on Undisputed. I said, it's still a stat award. You're not gonna, if you go 15-0 and you got 3,000 yard passing, and another guy goes 10-6, and he's got 5,000 yard passing and 40 touchdowns, and you got 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, you're not winning that award. Go back and look at all those years Drew Brees was throwing for 5,000 yards. How many MVPs did he win?
You're right.
Yeah, it's a stat award, but I need those stats to equate the wins.
Right.
So if I'm piling up a bunch of stats, Ocho, and I ain't getting no wins, because people go like, oh, bro, well, hell, you behind. All you doing is you stat pad.
Right.
Because none of those numbers goes towards wins.
Right.
And like I said, y'all don't believe it, go back and look at Drew Brees and look how many, I think he got 4 or 5,000 yard passing season. But when you losing, how can I give you an award like that? Because your stats doesn't equate to wins. Lamar's stats is equating to wins. Jared Goff, although he doesn't have, he had an outstanding day today, You look at Josh Allen, his numbers equates to wins.
Right.
Saquon, his numbers equates to wins. But I think the only thing that's really hurting Lamar is that he got almost a 1,700-yard rush in his backfield.
Right.
Who's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He's got 13, 14 rushing touchdowns.
Honestly, when I think about it,
go ahead.
Chat, y'all might not like this, and Unc, you might not like this. I mean, Joe Burrow hasn't been in the conversation for MVP all season long because of our record.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
But these last two games, after we beat the Broncos on Saturday, I'm telling you right now, I'm letting you know right now, Patrick Surtain Jr., you got to deal with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So at Bo Nix, ain't nothing. You going to get nixed. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I think y'all
we going to go into Pittsburgh the following week. We're going to win that game. And then when we make it and we have an opportunity to go into the playoffs, because the football gods happen to bless us, that MVP conversation going to have to change.
There's a good chance, Ocho. It's going to hurt. Y'all beat the Broncos and then lose the final game of the season. It's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Oh, that's going to hurt Ocho so bad because I know you're going to be happy. Oh, what I tell you. Look, I told you. And y'all lose that. Ooh, but that thing going to hurt. That thing going to hurt like Sade say brand new shoes.
It is. It is. And that would probably be another moment that I would get emotional on camera. And I don't care who laugh. And I don't care if they make me a meme because I still love and bleed and live the game of football.
Ocho, your Bengals defeated the Browns 24-6. Jamar Chase passed 1,500 yards, breaks his own franchise receiving yardage record.
I told you who he was. I told you.
Myles Garrett got his 100th sack before turning 29 years of age. He tied the great Bruce Smith as the fourth fastest to get 100 sacks. The Bengals next play at home on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, against the Broncos, correct?
And we against who?
The Broncos.
And guess who's gonna win that game? And I'm gonna be there. Matter of fact, I'm going to the game. I hope it's cold. Because y'all don't do well in the cold.
You do realize like Denver it gets cold in Denver, right?
It get cold in Cincinnati too, just as cold.
Yeah. We used to the cold. Joe Burrow, 23 of 30, 252, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. They ran the ball
Joe Burrow
22 times for 116 yards. Chase Brown, 18 carries, 91 yards. But it was Jamar Chase, 6 for 97 and a touchdown. He's going to win the Triple Crown. Nobody's even close to him in touchdowns, catches, or yards, so he's going to get that. T had 8 for 58, 1 touchdown. How you say that name? Lovavius?
Just say Yoshi.
Yoshi had 3 for 53 and a touchdown, Ocho. Cleveland. Yeah, Myles Garrett looking to get up out of there.
Yeah. I mean,
he looking to get up out of there, Ocho.
Yeah, most times, normally with a player like that, a player of his caliber that doesn't cause any problems, he comes to play week in and week out, regardless of what's going on. You know what you're gonna get out of him. You understand that as a team, as an ownership, GM, you understand that you're in a rebuilding stage. You're going to have to find a quarterback, one that you can build with, and you're in a rebuilding stage. As far as Myles Garrett is concerned, if you care about the individual as a player, allowing not keeping him imprisoned while you're in a rebuilding stage, do right by the individual because he's always done right by you. Now, most times when it comes to business, they don't think like that, but you would think in this case, in this scenario, after what he's already said and what he's done for you and what he's given that organization in that city, you give him an opportunity to go play for a contender.
And it gives you. Go ahead.
I would think and hope they would do the right thing until they rectify their situation at the quarterback position.
I mean, it's going to take a king's ransom to get him. You're talking about a guy that's 29 years of age, premier, doesn't miss time. He gives it to you every game. He's great against the rusher. Obviously, he's a premier pass rusher, which that's what everybody's looking for. He can play, he plays the run. He's durable. He doesn't give you any problems on the field or off the field. when you go to bed at night, you don't having to worry about getting a call saying, hey, Myles Garrett is in trouble. You don't worry about that. He's one of those guys you rest real easy, knowing that he's going to be professional both on and off the field at all times. And you can respect that and you appreciate that. But it's probably going to take 2 first-rounders, maybe even a player, a quality player that's on your roster, and some others, maybe a second and a third. He's not coming cheap, nor should he. Because if you're giving up that level of player, Ocho, I need to be able to replace him with draft picks. Now, there's no guarantee you're ever going to get a player to replace to be what he was. But I'm more. The problem is with Cleveland, they're more than Myles Garrett away. So I would come out better, Ocho. You know what I'm saying? Getting draft picks and a potential player to try to and build from there. If I was just a Myles Garrett away, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it. And if I just get one player, but there are a lot of players away, Ocho, especially offensively.
Yeah. I think honestly, defensively, I think they're good. I think they're sound. If they could have some adequate, consistent quarterback play that can, move their ass up and down their goddamn field and be able to facilitate the ball, that we've seen from them in spurts when certain quarterbacks have been in there, I think they'll be fine. But I mean, just right now, it's not what it is. And I would hope they do right by Myles Garrett and giving him the opportunity to go and play for a contender. So
and Cleveland played them tough for as long as they possibly could, Ocho.
Yeah.
It's just that they're undermanned at the quarterback position. They look at it, they ran the ball 24 times for $146. So you're getting what? 5, 6, you're getting basically 6 yards a carry, Ocho. You can't complain about that. Ford gave you 11 for 92. Your quarterback has great legs. He's a mobile quarterback, not that accurate. But, they got a touchdown, got it called back with holding, or got another big first down, got that called back for holding. They're okay, but they're ways away offensively, Ocho. They're ways away. They need a couple of wide receivers. I mean, Judy is good, but, Judy's like, bro, even he's thinking like, man, if I just had a decent quarterback, y'all see what I can do if y'all got a quarterback that get me the rock. Y'all saw that the last 3 weeks. But he got 3 targets for 20 yards, 3 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards. Yeah, what are you supposed to do with that? But
absolutely nothing. But this is a game like this. If I were Judy, when I think about some of the times when I had Gus Frerotte, when I had Scott Mitchell, when I had John Kitna, and understanding that, the offensive play caller was going to be a little different. The ball coming to me was going to be a little different. So what I would do is always, before I leave and break the huddle, boom, I call it mind fucking the quarterback. He already has enough to worry about, Unc. You don't want to bother the quarterback. He has to come to the line. He has to go through his read. He has to go through his progression, his pre-snap stuff. So always, when the play is called, right before I leave the huddle, I tap his hip. All right, now I'm here. And just to let him know, if you want somewhere to go with the ball, I don't care what the play call is. Hey, I don't care what the play call is. I'm here. You know what to do. And hey, listen. And then, Unc, you know how I am. I know you've seen the clip before. I come out the huddle and I line up and I see coverage and it's man, whether it's off or whether he's on. The first thing I do, and you can hear it in the entire stadium, just alert the quarterback. All right, now when you hear that sound, you know what time it is. Just take a peek now. You ain't got to do much. Just take a quick peek. Now, if I hit you with that, I got you. I'm telling you, 99.9% of the time, I got you. Like life insurance. I tell Carson all the time, listen, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to go through all that bullshit. Now I got you. Understand that.
Yeah. But Ocho, you saw this again. Joe got sacked and the ball came out.
Don't do that, Unc. Don't do that now. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I hear you. But don't do that. Come on now. I understand.
Kansas City, what happened, Ocho? You had a 7-point lead. What happened?
Yeah, the ball came out.
Okay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. You see what's happening is, and see, the problem with fans don't understand is what you do understand. Yeah, you had a 14-point lead. But what happens when you don't have that lead? You had that lead against Baltimore. You had a 10-point lead, and then what happened? You threw a pick.
Yeah.
You fumble. Boom. Now, you had a 7-point lead against Kansas City. Strip sack, scoop and score. Pittsburgh, you threw 2 picks, and you fumbled it. That's what gets you beat. You play in Cleveland. You're supposed to mollywop Cleveland. That offense, Ocho, they couldn't do nothing.
Well, yeah, and listen, it's still Cleveland. The defense ain't bad now.
But the offense worse.
The defense ain't bad. Yeah, the offense is worse, but the defense is somewhat good. And remember, this is a division game. This is a division game, and for some reason, it's always close. Hell, look how the Bills been playing all season, and look how they struggled against the Patriots today. So it's something about those games, Steelers, Ravens, always close. It's never really a blowout most of the time. So, I mean, listen, the Browns had their hands full playing. They had to play against the greatest Bengal receiver of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest player of all time, the first receiver to ever have 1,500 yards in a season. 15 touchdowns. Wait, 16 now. You know, they ain't never seen nothing like that. Young bull, he from New Orleans.
Oh, he put in the work.
He went to LSU.
Boy, hey, Mike Brown kicking his own self in the ass.
Yeah, I don't know why they played with him. I don't know. Anytime you have a receiver that comes out after the draft, after getting drafted, and the first thing he says is, before he say anything else, I'm breaking every motherfucking record y'all got. That's it. Well, he didn't curse, but I'm gonna curse for him. Just to add a little flavor to it. Yeah, just to add a little seasoning to it. You coming in with that type of moxie. That's what the white folks call it. They call it moxie.
Yeah. The Lions defeated the Bears 34-17, even without Montgomery, who was sidelined with an MCL injury. In Chicago, Gibbs finished with 154 scrimmage yards. 109 of those came on the ground and a touchdown, while having 4 receptions for 45 yards. Jared Goff finished today 23 of 32, 336, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception. He also set a career high in passing touchdowns in the season with 33 with 2 games to go.
Yeah.
Ocho, you watched the Lions go on the road in Soldier Field and
do what they want to do. Go out there and have fun. Take Motown to Chicago. Out there, hit the temptation moves, celebrate, throwing the ball all over the place. Jameson Williamson doing what Jameson Williamson does. Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring. I don't know what kind of celebration that was on the goddamn goal.
Yeah, y'all know what they're doing. All I know is they're going to get fined for it.
Hey, that was Jahmyr Gibbs, right? He was like doing a stripper dance or something on the floor.
I don't know what they were doing. Right now, Minnesota got the dancing thing on lock. Right now, Minnesota, they got the choreography. They got it on lock.
Listen, excuse me, chat, for being rude. Excuse me for being disrespectful. Whoever the young bull is for the Minnesota Vikings that did the celebration where he copied the lady who did the freestyle. At the Olympics. Did the celebration? I don't know young bull name, but that to me is one of the greatest celebrations of all time.
And they just hit the white chicks a couple of weeks ago.
That was the good one.
And then they had the lady today. They do it, and they had the lineman and everybody doing it. I said, "What that?" Because you know the lineman, they be wanting to get it. Hey man, let us in. Nah, y'all about to mess this up. No, if you rehearse it and get it right, we'll let you participate. But Minnesota got the dancing thing on lock right now. But I was very impressed with Minnesota.
You mean Detroit?
Detroit. No, I was saying Minnesota's choreography. But Detroit, Coach Campbell, it's okay to take a field goal, bro. All these 4th and 3s, man, come on, man. Come on, kick the field goal and go up 37-17. It's okay.
And, he's trying to run the score up, man. He don't even see it. You know, hey, Dan is playing balls to the wall. He's the definition. He's the definition of
for sure.
A visual representation of I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it. Listen, I don't know what's the word? What's the word they say? Not tendencies. Where analytics. I don't care what analytics say. I'm going against it. I like Dan. I know his players got to love him, man. Playing
they
somebody
do.
Like
Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams didn't play.
Nah, my bad.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Ocho? I was saying Caleb Williams was 26 of 40, 334, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Ocho, they just got to do a better job. I mean, the first 4 possessions, 2 punts, 2 fumbles, and you're down because then they get going. But you're not good enough to spot a team and to overcome that deficit. You're just not. Keenan Allen was sensational, 9 for $141, a touchdown. Wrong, Duze. 4 for 77. DJ Moore, 7 for 68. They didn't run the ball nearly enough, but you fall behind like that. So basically, you got to throw the running game out the window. But the golf, when you run the ball like they do, play action. Bruh, if Jameson Williams lined up on your side, safety, Jonathan Owens. If your cornerback is playing outside leverage, so you know you got the go ball cup, the only thing that can hurt you, if he get over the top of you at the post, you better get on your damn horse and get back. I don't know what you're looking for, but he can run. And here's the thing, Ocho. Corner don't put hands on him. So you don't make him check his feet. So by his fifth step, he full speed. And so while you go back and look at it, when they show the all 22, when Stevenson opens up and he starts digging, when he steps up left foot in the dirt and the head to that post and all his look,
it's too late.
It's over.
Yeah. It's impossible to recover at that point if you're not already going. You got to know when to go. You got to know when to go. Anticipation skills as a DB is understanding what's in front of you, who's in front of you. You got to know your competition. You got to.
If I'm on Tyreek's side, and I know the cornerback, and I know the corner's opening up, and he's taking away his outside for the goal. Oh, Tyreek ain't beat me to the post. Then he might run. He might run the dagger. But he ain't get to the post.
So far up on that upfield shoulder, so far up. You would not beat me out of position. No, sir. Not today.
You have to, Ocho, I don't think guys do enough of studying and understand tendencies, because there are certain things I was not going to let a guy beat me with. You're not going to beat me with your strength. Now, if you got a counter move, because I'm going to take away the initial move. If I'm in pass protection, I'm going to take away your initial move. If I know you try to get upfield, I'm going to open up. I'm going to kick. But, bro, they let these guys, that guy runs 4-3. And you just like, casually, bro, no, that's not Keenan Allen who you practice against. Keenan Allen is looking to shake your ass up. Jameson Williams is looking to take the top off. Understand what you're up against, who you're up against, and you'll be just fine. But I think these guys, a lot of times, I was like, they just going out there and think, okay, he a wide receiver. No, bro. Some of these guys can really dig, and you better understand that, or you're going to be smelling deodorant. Ocho, the Falcons defeated the Giants 34-7. Michael Penix Jr. gets his first win. It's only the second time a Falcons quarterback had led a team to a double-digit win in his first NFL start since Matt Ryan did it in 2008. Penix finished 18 of 27 for 202 and an interception that should have been caught. Hit Kyle Pitts right in his hand. Kyle Pitts threw it up in the air. So, hey, yes, it was against the 2-13 Giants, but hey, it is what it is.
It's a Giant, but listen,
Giants now.
It's a start for the quarterback. A win like today, it builds confidence. It's a good thing for the young fella. I know people on the outside looking in, oh, you beat the Giants. It's nothing to hoop and holler about. But still, it's a team win. It's a good start for brother Penix Jr. and his tenure as Atlanta Falcons quarterback. So wait, who they got next, huh? Who they got next? Do they have a test?
Commanders Sunday night.
Oh, now you got a test.
The Falcons had 2 pick sixes. Jesse Bates got one. Jesse Bates III, and edge rusher Matthew Judon. It's the first time that the team has had 2 pick sixes in one game since 1983.
Oh, landed right in his lap, man.
They ran the ball 38 times for $128. They tried to take a lot of pressure off of Michael Penix Jr. by running the football, but he made some great throws. Kyle Pitts got to make that catch.
Yeah.
It's really that simple, Ocho. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's the thing. When you complain, it's funny how this works, Ocho.
Yeah.
When you complain about the ball finds you and then you drop it. It happens every time.
All the time.
It does.
I can sit here and be honest because it happened to me. I complained about the ball at halftime. I complained about the ball in the third quarter. And Carson just throw that motherfucker to me, and guess what I do? Drop it.
Throw it back at him.
Because I'm not focused. I'm not locked in. I'm not seeing the ball all the way in.
Yep.
I haven't touched it in a while, so I got somewhat of a little attitude, about me. And the one time I complain about the ball and it does come, I drop it, and it happens every time. Every time.
But in a situation like this, the game only gets bigger.
Oh yeah.
You got a nice victory under your belt against a team you were supposed to beat. You got an opportunity to relax. Got an opportunity to exhale. But now, the Commanders got something to play for.
Yeah.
You have something to play for. They want to get, look, they're already in the playoffs, but they want to try, we want to try to get a home game.
Oh yeah.
Falcons, you have something to play for. You have a lead. You have a half-game lead over the Bucs in the NFC South. Win your division, you get at least one home game. At least one. So I like this. Both teams have something to play for. We're going to find out a lot. We've seen Jaden Daniels. We haven't seen a whole lot of Michael Penix Jr. Ocho, but we've seen a lot of Jaden Daniels, and he's been phenomenal the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to see if he can continue this streak.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, the Giants are good and terrible.
Sam Darnold has been phenomenal the entirety of the season. Listen, that wasn't on my bingo card. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, hell, it wasn't
that was not on my bingo card.
Is he eligible for comeback player of the year, Ocho? Is Sam Darnold eligible for comeback player of the year?
Who else did they give it to? Who else did they give it to? You have to, because you're not expecting it. You've seen him be a starter in New York. You've seen him be a starter.
He's ineligible because he didn't come back from illness. Because after they gave it to Joe Flacco, people got upset. They're like, hold on. Joe didn't come back from nothing. He just came back off his damn couch.
Come on, man. I understand, but listen, I understand. You got to move the goalpost a little bit when it comes to the what's the word I'm looking for? To the what's the word, Unc? Anyway, hey, chat. Sam Darnold deserves comeback player of the year. Whether he's coming back from an injury, whether he's coming back from playing bad, we've seen what he looked like when he was in Carolina. We saw what he looked like when he was with the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The way he's played this year, man, he's deserving of that award. I don't care what the prerequisites may be to win it. Man, forget that. He deserves it.
Nah, Ocho, because you can't come back from playing bad. You just some sauce. You got to come back from an illness. You got to come back from a major injury, like Adrian Peterson, like Teddy Bruschi, like Tom Brady. You got to come back.
Well, nobody's in contention to win that award because nobody's playing that damn well that's coming off of any type of injury or illness. So this year we need to just give the award to goddamn Sam Darnold. Now I don't know who I need to talk to. I don't know whose soapbox I need to stand on, and who I need to send a letter of recommendation to for Sam Darnold, but I will do so.
I'm trying to think who's even eligible that I can think of off the top of my head as a quarterback or a running back.
And the fact that you have to think lets you know who needs to win it. There it is right there. I got a PP real quick.
Hell, if that's the case, what you call him going to win it? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had torn ligaments in his wrist. So, I mean, if I had a vote, that's who I'm voting for, because he is coming back off of something. Coming back because you, lack of a better term, suck. That ain't overcoming something. That's overcoming your own bad play. That's not an injury. That's not an illness. I think Joe Burrow will probably win that award, considering he missed 5-6 games last year, and he's coming back and he's leading the league in touchdown passes. He's leading the league in passing yardage. It's for me. That's who I think would win it. I would definitely give it to him. Oh, okay, yeah, J.K. Dobbins. Hell, he out again, so he might be eligible for it next year. But I get why they're doing it this way, because Joe Burrow got it, and all he did was come off his couch. He didn't come off an injury or anything like that. And it's like, that's not what coming back from. Because if that's the case, there are a lot of guys that's coming that suck one year and play really well the next year. But that's not what the award was intended for. Joe Burrow's going to win this award. What? You know that, right?
You
remember Joe Burrow hurt his wrist last year and missed 6 games? Okay. Now, you still think Sam Darnold's going to should get that award?
Don't try to put Joe in this. Don't try to put Joe in this conversation.
I'm just telling you.
Listen, if there's a conversation you want to have and you want to use Joe Burrow's name, it needs to be the MVP conversation. Not no comeback player of the year. We used to see him play great.
Did Joe Burrow overcome an injury?
I understand.
Did he finish the season last year? It's a simple question. It's a simple yes or a simple no. Did Joe Burrow finish the season for the Cincinnati Bengals last year? So therefore, he would have been a player that overcame injury or an illness. Now, what was the injury or the illness that Sam Darnold overcame to make himself eligible for this award?
The illness is having to play for the Jets organization.
He wasn't with the Jets. He was with the 49ers. He was the backup. Okay, let's try again.
The Panthers organization then.
He wasn't on the Panthers. That was 2 years ago. He was on the 49ers on the backup role. Again, let's try again.
You know what? The goddamn the mental. I'm trying to think of a word to use to help Sam out right here, and I can't think of an argument.
That lets you know right there. You got it. There you go. Okay, if there's an MIP, if you want to say most improved player, but that's only in basketball. We don't have it in football.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out an argument for him, but I can't right now. I can't.
Oh, you gonna figure out an argument for Sam Darnold over Joe Burrow for comeback player of the year?
Yeah, because I don't listen. We're used to seeing Joe play great, regardless. We're not saying, all of a sudden he came back from an injury. Now he's not the most improved because we're used to seeing him play like this. That's why.
But there's not the most improved. It's comeback. Comeback in the definition of the bylaws, you must come back from an injury or an illness. You still haven't told me the injury or the illness that Sam Darnold overcame to be in this discussion.
The illness is having to be a backup for some horrendous teams.
What being a backup for the 49ers is a bad job?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying the two before that, the previous ones before that.
You don't get. Oh, wait a minute. So you want to jump 2 years, 3 years?
Listen,
it says okay, he's still overcoming, trying to come back from that.
That stuff takes a mental toll on you. That stuff takes a mental toll on you. Can you imagine? The dysfunction you had to deal with back to back in two different places. Then all of a sudden you get the sunshine over in San Francisco where things are okay, but you don't get to see the field. You don't get to show them what you can do.
Well, I'm giving it to Bryce Young then. How about that? Bryce Young won one game.
He looking good though. He's looking good. We get that in a minute, but that's a good argument. That's a good argument.
I mean, you don't want to give it over to Bryce. Hold on, check this out. He won one game last year, and he got benched during the season this year.
Damn. Hey, there's a chance, that I don't know. There's a chance with Sam Darnold playing.
Hey, I'm gonna give it to Ricky. Ricky Pearsall got shot. Tank Dell got shot.
Man. Come on.
You don't think that's overcoming something? Somebody put some hot lead in your ass. Man, come on. That got to be something, don't it, Chad?
Man. That don't count.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Hey, listen. Sam is playing so well. I think he's played himself. He's played himself into a good contract with another team. But I don't think the Vikings let him go. I don't think the Vikings let him go simply because of the uncertainty in J.J. McCarthy going to be healthy and ready to go when he gets back. Is it another situation where it could be like a Kirk Cousins and a Michael Penix Jr.? Do we secure Sam Darnold and knowing what he gives you if McCarthy happens to go down again?
I mean, you win and invest $100+ million, guaranteed, because you see what and I tried to tell you, and you said no. Now, Cousins made $62 million this year. He's gonna make another $38 million next year to get him at 100. Now they're not gonna pick up that roster bonus because they would have picked up the roster bonus. They'd have had to insure the rest of it, which would have been $180 million. So now he gonna be able to pull a Russ. You okay with that? Now I don't look, I tried it, and I said, Ocho, at best case scenario, Cousins give you 2 years. That's the absolute best case, and you paying him $100 million. But what happens if he gives you one and you're
That's
still on the hook
exactly
for
what he
100
gave
million?
us. It was when you're hoping, your fingers across, and it didn't work. It didn't work out how we thought it would. We didn't get the Kirk Cousins that we thought we were going to get. Now we saw him. We saw him.
Oh, we did.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got him in the first half, but there was a 5-game
Hey.
stretch when you got the Kirk Cousins that we know he can potentially be also.
But when he was on. But when he's off, he off. I'm talking about he off.
Yeah. When he's off, hide the women and children because he about to pull his pants down. It ain't pretty. It was bad. It was really, really bad. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers by the score of 34-17. They clinched a playoff spot, moved one game. Now they win. Pittsburgh lose. They take over sole possession of the AFC South. The two teams are tied atop the division at 10-5, heading into the final 2 weeks of the regular season. The Ravens stressed ball security all week, turning the ball over 19 times in the past 9 games against the Steelers. Today, it was the Ravens that forced the takeaways. They forced the pick six. Marlon Humphrey picked Russell Wilson after Minka Fitzpatrick had picked Lamar Jackson. Russell Wilson, I don't know why he didn't slide, because Russell normally slides, but got into a situation. He thought he could run the guy over, and the guy walloped him, and the ball popped out because Ocho, they're going in to score a touchdown. And now you don't even get any points out of that drive.
Right.
They take the ball and go back down the field the other way. But the Ravens played really good today.
Yeah, very.
Hey, Chad,
but hold on.
Did y'all notice anything today? Did y'all notice anything today?
How many carries?
24 carries, $162. 24 carries. Now, guess how many throws Lamar Jackson had?
How many?
23.
Hey, one.
You can tell Unc just watched the highlights. Unc ain't watching no games.
Yeah.
Unc has watched 1,000 games. And Unc understands how the game goes. That guy in the backfield makes the game a lot easier for Lamar.
Yeah.
Because now he's shooting fish in a barrel. You know why? Because when he sticks that ball in that number 2 belly and he pulls it out, all of a sudden them safeties running downhill, because it's very hard to stop 6'2", 245 pounds with a light box.
Especially when it's coming downhill now. You want somebody that big, you want them going east to west. Now if they're going east to west, it's okay. You got a chance. But once he's coming downhill, man, listen. May God be with you.
But you know what, Ocho? They did something different. They did a lot of. They actually put him in the offset, and he did a lot of rolling back. Get the ball going one way, and he ran it back. But give that Ravens offensive line credit. They did an outstanding job today, because you talk about a team that gives up 94 yards a game rushing, and today they ran the ball 38 times for 220 yards.
Yeah, really well. Listen, I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ash, if anybody that can hear me in the back, I think Lamar against the Steelers, he might have been 1-3, maybe 1-4.
Yeah,
something like that against the Steelers. So this is one of his first times winning in convincing fashion in somewhat of a playoff atmosphere. This is what it would be like. This is what it would be like. Obviously, I wouldn't say you would be playing the Steelers, but still a game of this magnitude where everything needs to go right.
Yeah,
everything needs to go right. Offensively, defensively, they play very, very well. And for Lamar, obviously, kudos to him as well. I think he has 37 touchdowns, passes.
I think he has 37 and another 3 rushing. So he has 40 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. He has a couple of fumbles, but he has fewer than 8 turnovers with 40 interceptions. Now,
absolutely.
Now, everybody keeps saying with those numbers, y'all didn't say those numbers last year because Lamar Jackson had 23 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Y'all said it was the record. Look at his team. Now y'all want to flip it because your guy got the better numbers, and y'all don't want to look at the record. So what are we doing? Is it record? Because y'all make it seem like Josh Allen got 22 yards passing. I just go by what y'all said, because last year when Lamar Jackson had 23 passing touchdowns, Ocho, and 8 interceptions, they said Lamar was the MVP because look at the record, Shannon. Isn't it about winning or is it about stats? I just want to know. Buffalo's record. Is it about winning or is it about stats? I'm just asking, chat. Y'all enlighten me.
Well, listen, it depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask. No, your answer's going to change. Depending on who you ask, the goalpost's going to move too now. You know, it all
go to
depends on
goal
the line.
line. I mean, I thought the field was 100 yards. Y'all, it's 150 now. Damn, I wonder why I didn't score.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
with an honest answer?
Yes.
Hey, chat, y'all let me know also in the chat if you had to pick today, if there was an MVP tomorrow for you based on what they've done this season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I don't know how you gauge it. I don't know how you grade it. Who is your MVP? Be honest. Be honest with yourself, and take the favoritism out, even if it is your team.
Yeah.
Who's MVP?
Boy, that's tough. It's tough, man, because
Chat,
it's hard to ignore Lamar's season. The man has 37 passing touchdowns with 4 interceptions, and he's probably around, 4,000 yards? Myles Garrett wants to be a part of the Browns, but he doesn't want to be a part of the Browns if they're in a rebuild mode. Garrett said, I'm not trying to rebuild. I'm trying to win right now. And I want that to be apparent when the season is over and we have those discussions. I want them to be able to illuminate or illustrate that for me so that I can see something I can see in the near future, because that's all I want to do. I want to stay loyal to the team that showed loyalty to me and faith in me by drafting me. But we have to do, at the end of the day, what's best for us. Garrett, a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro, has played in just 3 postseason games. 2 of them came in 2020 when the Browns earned their first playoff win since 1994. And again last season in a lopsided 45-14 loss to the Houston Texans.
Hey,
Ocho,
I like the ultimatum. I like the ultimatum. Basically, that's all it is at this point. If we're in a rebuilding stage, if we don't find a resolution at the quarterback position, please do right by me so I can have a chance to compete at the playoffs and for a Lombardi trophy. Allow me to go to a team that's going to be in contention. Where would that be?
I should have had my name on the back. Why ain't getting the name on the back of my shirt? I need my name.
Oh, yeah.
Ocho, you remember we was in school, you used to have the name on the back of your jacket.
Absolutely. You get your name stitched on there.
Oh, yeah, I want to get my name on the back. They might not recognize who I am if I don't got my name on it. I understand his frustration, but let me ask you a question, Ocho. How close do you think the Browns are to being a legitimate team that can ultimately reach the destination that Myles
Can I be honest with you? There? The Browns have a very good defense.
Yeah.
They have a very, very good defense. I know. Let me.
You don't win with defense.
You
win, away, but you better be able to put points on the board.
For what? The past 30, 40 years. They are a quarterback away. I'm not just talking about any quarterback. I'm talking about a C.J. Stroud. I'm talking about a Jaden Daniels. Patrick. Well, and Patrick Mahomes coming along no time. Let me stop right there. But Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen away from competing, for a championship, or at least contending year in and year out at a playoff spot. They're a quarterback away and have been for years. And if you look at what the Browns have been through for however long it's been, when it's been trying to find a quarterback, it lets you know how important that position is. You can't start a franchise. You can't build a team, in any way. You can have pieces and great players. You have your Myles Garrett, you have your Denzel Wards, but you'll never be able to compete in the AFC North or in the playoffs, or even for a goddamn Lombardi trophy, unless you have a goddamn quarterback.
Yeah, right.
What happened? What y'all laughing at? Oh,
she made me a nameplate. But unfortunately, the Browns might have to make a very difficult decision and trade their best player in order to rebuild.
And
get what they need.
Trade Myles Garrett can get to the quarterback of your future, which I'm not sure how it would be, because the quarterback of your future would probably be in the draft.
That means what you do is that you give up draft. Somebody might have to give up
Garrett,
2 first rounders and a 3rd rounder. And because how old is Myles Garrett? 26, 27?
He's a youngin'. But you got to keep shooting. You got to keep shooting for that quarterback.
You got to keep shooting because until you get one.
Somebody talk about Myles Garrett to the Ravens and Kirk Cousins to the Browns. Hell nah. I can tell you right now, they ain't doing that deal. They'll never. The Ravens couldn't give up 3 first-rounders to get Myles Garrett.
He definitely ain't going into the division.
Hell no.
Shit.
No. Forget that for the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals. Oh, no. Absolutely not. Jamar Chase to T. Higgins, I just told him we're stuck together for life now. We're locked in for life. Ocho, should the Bengals do everything they possibly can to re-sign T. Higgins with the defense?
Yeah, I don't understand. I love the idea though. I love Joe Burrow. Joe, I love you. Chase, I love you. T, boy, you know how I feel about you, boy. You know how I feel about you. But to get what you deserve, stay with me now. Listen to me, T. I know you're gonna see this. To get what you deserve, like it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Y'all need to understand the business aspect of things. You know, T, you work your ass off, T, to get where you at, to get to Clemson, to get to the NFL. All the hard work you've put in, you deserve to be paid as the receiver that you are. You are a fucking number 1 receiver. You hear me? And we're one of the few teams in the NFL that has been fortunate to have 2 number 1 receivers. Now it's time for you to be paid as such. You know, I would love to see you stay with the Bengals. I would love it, as a Bengal. But then I'm able to separate my love for the team and understanding what you deserve as the hard work you've put in. This is
and
me.
Be
and
real.
You know how I am. I'm Bengals everything. So I love the idea though, man. I love Joe and what Joe would be willing to do. I'm not sure how they can work it contractually where they can make it happen. Defensively, we need help. Defensively, we need help. We need pieces in certain places that will allow us to compete in that AFC North division because everybody else is getting big. But T, you got.
But guys,
come on, man. I understand you love the city. You love your boys, but. Me personally, I want what's best for you, and this is coming from if I cut myself right now, I bleed black and orange. But I want you to get what you deserve, boy, because you done put the work in. You deserve it. Come again?
Just black, ain't nothing orange. Just black, ain't nothing orange.
What's up? Talk to me, man.
Ocho, Chase, Joe, you see your offense. Even though y'all putting up these numbers, look at y'all losing. You're not gonna win. Go back and look. Even the greatest show on turf in 2001, they got beat. The Broncos scored the most points in NFL history. They got beat. The Patriots, they got beat. The Washington football team, before they became that, the Indian name, they got beat. If you cannot stop somebody, you can't score enough points to do it, to win. You just can't. The NFL history has shown that. Just gave you the 4 highest scoring teams in NFL history. Minnesota Vikings, they got beat before they got to the Super Bowl. Go back and look at the 83 Washington team. They got beat. Go back and look at the 2007 Patriots. They got beat. Go back and look at the 2013 Broncos. They got beat.
Yeah.
Hey, I want everybody to get their money, but I'm afraid T's going to probably have to go somewhere else to get that money because if the Bengals are serious, they've got to upgrade their defense, Ocho. It's really that simple.
I hate it for T. I hate it for Joe. I hate it for Chase. I hate it for the fans of Cincinnati. I mean, everybody loves T. Hell, I love T. I like him I love what he brings to that offense and what he's able to do.
Yes.
Him and Chase are completely different. To me, I view them as 2 number 1 receivers, both of them that get the job done in a different way. Listen, it's multiple ways to skin a cat. But at the end of the day, they play the receiver position and they do it very well in 2 totally different styles.
Yeah, I just don't see how you can have a $40 million receiver and a $30 million receiver and a $55 million quarterback, and your defense is hemorrhaging.
Damn, man, I would love to see it though. And listen, I don't know how to do the numbers. I'm not good at that. That's not something that I do. And just trying to see, is it even possible? Is it even feasible for them to do anything? And just you can't. You can't.
No.
Now, if this was Madden, we can make it work.
No.
We can work. We can move some things around. We can make it work. But in real life,
yeah,
no, understanding and knowing what T deserves, man. Yeah, don't do my dog like that.
Ocho, the Falcons are expected to cut Kirk Cousins before the $10 million roster bonus due. This will reportedly cancel the rest of the $180 million that included the $100 million guarantee. Huge. What you think? Huge error? But hold on. How much of the money is he still gonna have? He got.
Hey, listen.
Wow. So it canceled the last 80.
Yeah.
So he's still getting $100 million because he made 62 this year,
and
he's gonna make 38 next year.
They gonna walk with.
You can't save face. And that was my Ocho. We
Yeah.
had this conversation.
Yeah.
I said, Ocho, it doesn't make sense. I say, at best case scenario, you're gonna get 1 year out of Cousins. You willing to tell me he's not? There's only one quarterback that I'm paying $100 million, and that's Patrick Mahomes. If he ain't getting no $100 million, I damn sure ain't giving Kirk Cousins no $100 million.
You understand the importance of having a quarterback at the position, even though the said quarterback in question right now has only one playoff game. You know what you get from him in the season. You know what's that? Oh, you cold?
I like this.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So you understand.
Cool.
Yeah, I got mine. Don't worry about it. You're gonna see me in mine every day from now on, whenever it's time to travel. Yeah, but you understand why, teams pay for the quarterback position like that, because in order for your team to function, you got to have a quarterback. And you know what you got. Yeah.
Well, the Falcons are malfunctioning.
It
so
is
what
the
am
Michael
I paying
Penix
for?
Jr. show from now on. I know that. Lucky lefty. What's that? What size is that? It look like a robe almost.
Double.
Okay, I see you.
Ocho?
Yeah, I can't wait till I get home to mine. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, people in the chat, you need to understand when you order, the cotton and you feel the material. This ain't just any kind of cotton. This is 100,000 sheep Egyptian cotton. This is the kind of cotton that the pharaoh slept on.
Yeah.
You hear me? This ain't just any cotton. Yeah.
Tonight we get in some
Yeah.
deep cover on the incognito tip.
You look like Nino Brown.
What's new say with the 187?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, you know what time it is.
Hey, when the boy do this right here, Ocho. Something about that. Hey. What it do? Hey.
Yeah.
You better not be no op. I'm about to run down. But Ocho, when we talked about this, I said, Ocho, let's just say at the best case scenario, you get 2 years. Worst case, you get 1 year. Ocho, you about to pay this man $100 million.
For the casual fan, not understanding, you understand how teams work. You understand how owners work and how bad they need a quarterback. And sometimes you have to overpay.
I wish somebody make that kind of mistake on me.
That's the one position. What happened?
Ocho, you remember guys used to get paid and they like, oh, we made a mistake. I like, why can't no team make a mistake on me like that?
Yeah.
Give me 12 million. Give me 14 million and send me on my damn way. Ocho. Actually, and I said this on First Take. I said they got President Trump as Time Person of the Year, Time Magazine Person of the Year. That's Kirk Cousins' agent.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins' agent should be Time Magazine Person of the Year.
Oh yeah, he done made a grip now.
Do you know how much Cousins has made?
He done made a grip.
For one playoff win? I'm thinking about getting hit, but I love my team. So I'm just playing Josh, and Marvin. But man,
and listen, you gotta understand, he bet on himself twice.
Lord have mercy.
He bet on himself twice, and then it's all about him. Yeah.
He got the franchise tag twice, and then he goes to Minnesota. Ocho, they fully guaranteed the contract for the first time in NFL history. They fully guaranteed. And guess what they did? He played so well. Hey, you know, Kirk can light you up. You ain't gonna win nothing, but you're gonna light you up. They fully guaranteed the next contract. So you think about this: franchise tag fully guaranteed, franchise tag fully guaranteed. He got 3 years fully guaranteed. He got another 3 years fully guaranteed. Kirk Cousins got 8 years of fully guaranteed
one thing about
money.
Kirk too, you know, he's a child of God too. Now he's a child of God, and one thing about it, your cup will runneth over if you continue to put that man at the forefront. So no, regardless of how his play has been, whether it's stellar or whether it's been bad, the Most High has always had his back. Boy, who you telling?
Babe ain't fair. What you do, partner? What you looking for, partner? Man, that's what I'm saying. It better not be that. Hey, go get that pew pew.
Let him know.
Pew 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 pew.
Hey, Unc, listen. I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to flex. But I need you to understand. I need the people in the chat to understand. Like, this is not a bad thing for Jerry Jeudy. This was a good thing. This was a good thing. I saved my brother Jerry Jeudy's career. Jerry Jeudy is one of the best receivers in today's game. He's 5th right now in receiving yards. Can you imagine if he went to that abysmal organization right now, the Jets? So I think people need, especially Jerry, I think you need to see the good side on why I kept your rating as low as I did, because the owners respect the decision making that I'm making.
He did.
Oh wait, who?
No, Woody Johnson does.
Yeah.
All owners ain't looking at no Madden rating.
I know what you say, but listen. I'm in those rooms. They talk to me. They ask me some of these questions, you know, and they base their understanding that the rating is based on what you're doing in real life. Stay with me now. It's based on what you're doing in real life. So they take that into account. And the fact that I am the Madden's rating adjuster and one whose credibility is of a high standard. And you follow that. And I'm happy to be in a position to do so and help careers. And that's what I've done for Jerry Jeudy. Congratulations on a hell of a season so far. Let's finish these last 3 games off strong. And next year's rating will start out at a 95.
Hell no. How you gonna go from mid-80s to a 95?
Because he from the crib. He from the crib. And I can go in internally and change it on my own.
Rookie Michael Penix Jr. will take over the starting quarterbacking job from Kirk Cousins. The number 8 pick in the NFL draft, Penix will make his debut as an NFL starter Sunday against the Giants in Atlanta. Raheem Morris said there was a football decision, and we're fully focused on preparing the team for Sunday night game against the Giants. Penix Jr. revealed he found out when he was getting the Falcons starting gig while shopping at Costco for a hot dog. Do you like the move, Ocho?
I love it, Unc. Even with them still having an opportunity, I think they need to make a change. They need to make a change, give that offense a spark, give that team a spark. I think it was smart by the coach to make the decision. I'm excited to see what Penix can do, obviously being somewhat of a dual threat quarterback as opposed to Kirk Cousins, who was somewhat stationary, and he has to play better. He knows he has to play better. The last 2 or 3 games, you can't play that kind of football. You just can't. You can't turn the ball over like that and put your team in harm's way and expect yourself to compete, let alone even have a chance at winning the game, playing the quarterback position that goddamn bad. Like, that was bad. That was very bad.
I thought that he would keep the job, Ocho, for the simple fact they're still a game behind. But they're like, look, the Giants coming in, it's just as good a time as any.
Make that change.
But think about it. Kirk Cousins is gonna make $62 million this year. He's got another $38 million coming in next year. That's guaranteed.
Either way. And they're gonna bring it back. They're gonna bring it back. But can you imagine sitting on the bench next year behind Penix Jr. making.
Oh, no. You can't have no guy making $38 million.
Well, where the hell he gonna be at? What you gonna think? They gonna cut him? They can't cut him.
You got to try to trade him, and you might have to take some of that salary on, but you can't have him there.
Okay, they have to pay most of his salary like the Broncos are doing with Russell Wilson, then, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, where else do you see him fitting in? Where else do you see where a quarterback is in dire need of a quarterback, especially with quarterbacks coming out of the draft this year?
The Giants, the Raiders. There's two. Now they're probably going to be in the market to select one. But what's to stop them from the Giants and the Raiders from doing what Atlanta did? Bring his ass in, draft a quarterback, and then make.
Okay. Well, that means they would be bringing Kurt in on a 1-year deal, if anything.
Well, if you trade for him, you got the remaining deal. I mean, it was a 4-year deal, like $100 and something million, like $180 million for. It was $45 million a year. Now the question is, Ocho. I mean, Cleveland needs a quarterback. I'm trying to think who else needs a quarterback. AFC South, AFC West, AFC East.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. When you talk about Cleveland needs a quarterback, when Deshaun Watson comes back and he from his injury, he will be the starter next year. So you know how much dead cap money that is guaranteed, boy.
They'll eat it. If he ain't producing his dead cap money. Let's be real. We have real conversations here. Yeah. If he's only going to give them production that he's given them since he's been there.
I got you. I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you.
Where's the value in that? Look, I'm going to say I'm surprised, but it just goes to show you that they're this close and they're game back. And if they beat Tampa, if they beat Tampa, let's just say they beat Tampa, they sweep Tampa, they got the same record. That means they win the division. For them to be this close and they make this move, it lets you know just how bad Cousins will play.
Yeah, I mean, shit, hell, goddamn Ray Charles could see how bad Kirk Cousins is playing. You can't turn the ball over like that and expect to win and compete. It's impossible.
And the Titans need a quarterback too, Ocho. The Titans.
Oh man, hey, Unc, I feel sorry for Will Levis.
Why? I feel sorry for the Titans fans.
I'm serious. Because when you look at young Bull, man, and you look at his makeup, you look at his DNA, his stature, and when the eye test in general, the arm strength and what he's able to do, being able to run the ball as well, he looks like a Josh Allen. He doesn't play like one. He has all.
Yeah, he looked like Josh Allen. He played like Woody Allen. Man, oh boy, good and terrible. Tyreek Hill's social media post Wednesday began a huge debate on what he meant. It's time for me to go, Coach, Tyreek wrote without punctuation. Dolphins fans panicked, wondering if he was telling Mike McDaniel if it's time to leave Miami. Well, Tyreek said today, what I meant was when it say it's time for me to go, Coach, meaning that he wants to see you guys, Teddy Bridgewater. Meaning when we see guys like Teddy Bridgewater, you see guys like Michael Vick getting head coaching job. It's like, bro, I want to be a coach also when I'm done playing. You know what I'm saying? So that's all
it's time for me to go coach. Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it. I get it. That
Reek, everybody ain't cut out to be coaching, bro.
Hey, listen, I love Vic. I love Prime, Eddie George. I love them boys. But to play a game all my life, and understand what it took to get to where I did, and then retire and then go right back into that, you have to have a love and passion for the game and coaching and patience and understanding that no matter the amount of hours you put in, sometimes it's just not enough and you don't get the results based on the work you put in.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see how people were thinking like, it's time for me to go coach. And so he was saying, it's time for me to go coach in the literal sense. I need to go coach. I need to be a coach. I see Vic. I see Prime. I see others doing it. I want to do that also. People, look, Tyreek has not had the season that he had hoped for. Tua being out had impact on that. He's probably not gonna make the Pro Bowl. I don't think. How close is he to 1,000 yards? I mean, it's gonna be a long time. He's gonna have to go off. I mean, does he have 700? Does he have 700 yards receiving?
Who, Reed?
I think he only has like maybe one or 200 receiving yard games this year. He has 805.
But you know
5 touchdowns. So he's gonna he needs 195 over the last 3 games, Ocho.
Yeah, he'll get
possible.
that. He'll get that. And Tua missed what? 4-5 games, huh? Yeah, he'll get that.
But the thing is, Ocho, when you look at Pro Bowlers, the only 2 I can think of in the AFC off the top of my head is Chase and Judy.
Yeah. Wait, there's a third, right? There's a third.
Well, you take 4. But I'm trying to think, when we look at the AFC, we take, what's Nico Collins? How many yards did Nico Collins have? I think he missed some game.
He had a hamstring. I think he missed about 3 or 4.
If you go AFC, he got 849. I think so. Nico Collins, because how many touchdowns did he have? 6. Okay.
All them gonna get. They're gonna reach 1,000. Right, Chase. Gonna get 1,000.
But the Pro Bowl the Pro Bowl about to be announced. What next week?
And Reek still at some point it's based on name alone. He might still get that nod. Yeah,
you might. What about Zay Flowers? How's he doing? What's his numbers?
They don't throw the ball enough in Baltimore though, huh?
Zay Flowers has 916.